one-night round-robin tournament has been ordered for the National Heavyweight Championship, and that promises to be very I think Mr. Orndorff is saying he might want to try him out for size, but right now he's got his mind on one thing, and that is the Super Destroyer. This match, then, one fall with a 15-minute time limit. And obviously coming out to scout Paul Orndorff is a man who's very interested in the National Heavyweight Championship himself, Buzz Sawyer.
Yeah, this is the man right here that plans on holding that belt after the Omni is all done and over with. I'm out here, I'm going to watch Super Destroyer, and I'm going to watch Paul Orndorff, and we'll just see what happens.
Top wrist lock now by Paul Orndorff on the Super Destroyer. Orndorff, known as the Brandon Bull. Outstanding athlete, the Super Destroyer. I don't know his origin, but I can tell you this. I've watched him compete for a number of years. Big man, 6'3", 6'4", 270, 260, around in there. Side headlock on Orndorff. Hip lock takedown, and it was Orndorff very quickly getting the head scissors on the Super Destroyer. And again, an excellent opportunity to see the muscular conformation and definition of one Paul Orndorff.
That's right, those legs got to be pretty strong. Played pro football, college football, now professional wrestling. That's what it's all about. We're going to see what kind of stamina that those legs have in this match here with the Super Destroyer.
And, of course, this match being one fall with a 15-minute time limit rather than our regular 10-minute time limit. As I've said so many times before, when you get a chance, no matter where you live across this great country of ours, when you get a chance to get out and see wrestling live at the arenas, we invite you to do so. It's a great, great sport, and it becomes an electric feeling. There's no question about that. The Super Destroyer now eyeing Orndorff, perhaps with a little bit more respect now.
That's right. You know, Orndorff knows that Buzz Sawyer's out here watching. You think that might have a little psychological advantage on him or what, Mr. Sawyer?
Well, Mr. Sawyer, I don't know. I would think that as long as you're over here at the desk and not near the ring, that perhaps he will be able to bypass that situation, and obviously that is where you belong. If you want to scout the man, you belong over in this section, but it's Orndorff now with an armbar, and it is now the Super Destroyer who would like very much to break the situation loose if he can. Good. Feet move inside into a standing fireman carry. Well executed by the Super Destroyer. Reversal there by Paul Orndorff into a hammerlock, and then comes down on the biceps and triceps with that knee. And so the Super Destroyer beginning to, and he chicken wings the arm.
Well, I'd like to see him be able to do that to mine. There ain't no man walking can put my arm behind my back like that. You know something, these people right here out here watching this match now, they kind of remind me of the people up north in Michigan and West Virginia and Ohio. That's right, Buzz Sawyer, the Wonder Boy. You're going to be able to see him up there, and I can't wait if it's against someone like Paul Orndorff or Tommy Rich. And right now, Paul Orndorff's the dog on my list.
Again, comments from Buzz Sawyer. Sawyer, I might add, of course, went to the Nationals in high school competition and turned pro at a very young age, way ahead of most people, and has done extremely well, and held the National Heavyweight Championship at one point in his career. Of course, the tournament will decide all of that. Hit toss now by Orndorff into a lateral press. He does. Out before the count. Out before the count.
You know, I hope in that tournament comes right down to me and Orndorff, because I'm going to enjoy rubbing his nose in the mat. I'm going to enjoy punishing him and showing him what a real wrestler is.
Well, of course, in a one-night round-robin tournament, you might end up wrestling against the magnificent Morocco. You might face Ole Anderson.
And I might face Roddy Piper.
That's a fact, too, as a matter of fact. It could certainly happen. That National Heavyweight Championship tournament attracting names from all over the country.
Obviously, you've missed my point, Mr. Soley. I don't care who I have to wrestle. That's what I'm doing out here, watching this match, learning what's going on, watching people's moves, because you know as well as I do, Gordon, It only takes one mistake.
That's right. The count of 3 can become very, very quick.
Oh, Paul's in a little trouble now, isn't he? Yeah.
Orndorff in trouble, no question about that, and the Super Destroyer continuing to press that advantage. And Orndorff, who had been moving it very effectively earlier, now finding himself on the receiving end from the Super Destroyer. Good reversal by Orndorff. Orndorff closes in once again, and it's the Super Destroyer getting those shoulders off the mat before the count of 3, however. Orndorff, inside step over on the arm. And that wrenches the deltoid muscles and really gives that upper shoulder a lot of problems. Full arm drag and twist now into a shoulder bar, I suppose, would be the best definition of that. And Orndorff again beginning to diversify his attack.
I can show you how to get out of that, Gordon, but I'm not going to. I'm going to wait and save my talent. He can get up here and show everybody what he's got, but Buzz Sawyer's just going to hold back.
Well, your name was one of those that could have very easily been drawn, and it might have been you and Orndorff, or it could have been you and the Super Destroyer, so...
Well, he's just lucky it was a Super Destroyer instead of Buzz Sawyer. That'd be awful embarrassing getting beat right here on national TV, wouldn't it?
You, of course, claim never to have lost on it.
Never in my life have I ever lost. Not just on TV, never in a match, nowhere in the world. But Sawyer's undefeated. Talking about the national title, he cheated when he won that.
I see.
It's going to sound real nice, 2-time national champion, Buzz Sawyer.
A very confident Buzz Sawyer, and it is Paul Orndorff in trouble again.
You better learn what trouble is, because when Sawyer's around, he's going to know what trouble is. The Wonder Boy's here to stay. I want to show these people what a man's made out of.
And it is indeed a snapmare by Super Destroyer, then down across the chest of Paul Orndorff. Count of 2, and Orndorff coming up rather slowly. This match beginning to take its toll on both men. Right now, I think we're about 6.5 minutes, 7 minutes into the match. And it is Orndorff now caught on a side headlock.
That's called a shortcut, Mr. Soley.
Yes, it is, as a matter of fact. Orndorff.
I myself never uses that, but that's what it's called. I just wanted to let you know the terminology of it.
Thank you so very much, Mr. Sawyer. And it is Orndorff continuing to be punished here in the corner by the Super Destroyer. Orndorff in that turnbuckle now. And he continues to punish him. Don't forget this match is one fall 15, and it is still troubles here with Orndorff now into that turnbuckle, and both of these men really beginning to show the wear and tear of this match thus far.
You know, Gordon, you talk about how good wrestling is on television. Certainly, people can see right now when you have a top caliber match in the ring that it's even that much better when they go to the arenas or the Coliseums. When you've got two great men like Orndorff and the Super D wrestling, they both know how important it is to come out on top. They know that everything can be riding on this one match. This television goes all over the world. Who wouldn't want to have a win on Channel 17?
No question about that. And, of course, I just mentioned next week we'll be telling you more about the fact that we do have, it will be known as World Championship Wrestling. Interesting to note that Ole Anderson, I have to feel in my own mind, is scouting again because he, too, has his eye on that National Heavyweight Championship in that round-robin tournament.
You know, amazingly enough, Stan Hansen and I, as world champions, have been belittled by a lot of people claiming that we didn't deserve those titles. Look at that, Orndorff. Come on, Super D.
And it was the Super Destroyer Getting the worst of... Oh, caught him coming off the ropes. And he nailed him with that forearm. No, sir. Came away from it very nicely. Came out before the count of 3 and into a rear chin lock now by the Super Destroyer.
I wanted to make that comment that the Freebirds and a lot of people have been saying that those national titles are more important than the world belts, especially now since those national belts are representing countries all over the world. I suppose you might call them international belts. Well, as far as we're concerned, Hanson and myself, we're the best tag team in the world today. But if the people think that those national belts are more important, then I guess maybe we're going to have to do something with those world belts. I haven't figured out yet. Maybe we'll retire them. All I want you to know is that Stan and I are going to make sure that we and everybody else know that we're the greatest tag team in wrestling.
And
if it means that we got to go after those national belts, then that's what we'll do.
Fair enough. An open challenge by Ole Anderson, and as this match moves on, I would prefer not to, so please stay with us. I don't want to cut away to a commercial unless we absolutely have to.
You know, Mr. Sawyer, I'd have to second that opinion. Ole Anderson and Stan Hansen's probably the greatest tag team that ever lived. And I've been fortunate enough to have someone like Ole Anderson take me under his wing. And boy, he's taught me the right things to do. And I tell you what, it's paid off. I've made lots of money. Lots of enemies, but who cares as long as the cash is there, right?
Right, okay. Well, I don't want to cut away to a commercial, but I think we're going to have to. Should a pinfall or a submission hold occur during this commercial break, we will bring it to you in instant replay. But we'll be back. We'll be back in just a moment. And neither man able to score a pinfall or a submission during that time that we were away on a commercial break. But it is Orndorff who is beginning to try and turn the tide now on the Super Destroyer.
Boy, they're really going at it now, Mr. Sawyer. They missed a little bit out while we were away. Look at Paul Orndorff. You know, I got to say one thing about the man. He's not too smart.
Yeah, but he's got great stamina, great endurance, and...
I won't take that away from him, but I got a lot better.
Yeah. Nonetheless, I might just point out that this man... Super Destroyer is in a lot of trouble now as Orndorff.
Look at that, open fist, right? No, it was a closed fist. That was Paul Orndorff with the closed fist. He's supposed to be Mr. Nice, you know. Looks like to me he's getting a little rugged out there. You don't think I have anything to do with that, do you?
Mr. Sawyer, I would appreciate it greatly, sir, if you would allow me to continue. We only have a few seconds left in this match, and I would like to, if I may...
It's been your pleasure.
Yes, it really has. Orndorff now, and the Super Destroyer, and thus far, neither man able to gain a pinfall or a submission hold, and it is Orndorff driving down on him once again, and it is Orndorff continuing to press the advantage now into a snapmare. And it is the Super Destroyer gaining his feet once again. Now the Super Destroyer using a forearm in Orndorff. That's the inside of the fist, and that is within the legal perimeters. Orndorff continues to punish the Super Destroyer, and neither man able to gain a pinfall or a submission hold. And the Super Destroyer now, the lateral press, but Orndorff powers out before the count. Orndorff clubbing away at the side of the jaw. What a fantastic match. And the bell has rung. The time limit has expired. The time limit has expired. Neither man able to gain a pinfall or a submission hold. But a Super Destroyer outside the ring, obviously tremendously tired from this match, and understandably so. We'll take a look at that again in the closing seconds. Orndorff caught him, and notice the way those fists are, that last one just grazing the jaw. Now Orndorff catching him once again to the side of the jaw, putting him down to the canvas. but could not get the pinfall or the submission, so neither man able to gain a pinfall or a submission in that particular match.